This morning, a 72-year-old woman named Margaret Wilson passed away suddenly. The reason? A simple mistake she didn't even realize she was making, one so ordinary that many people over 70 do it every day. The truth is, as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to small habits that once seemed harmless when we were younger. Unfortunately, these seemingly minor choices can build up in ways that put our health at serious risk. In this video, we'll explore 4 morning mistakes that could be endangering you without you even knowing it. These mistakes can affect your heart, circulation, balance, and even your brain function. The worst part? Most people over 70 make at least one of these errors every morning. But here's the good news. Once you're aware of them, fixing them is surprisingly easy. Avoiding these pitfalls could mean the difference between a healthy, active life and a serious medical emergency. Stick with me until the end, because the final mistake is something almost no one talks about, yet it's incredibly dangerous. Many seniors don't realize they're doing it, but it can significantly increase the risk of falls, dizziness, and even heart problems. You won't want to miss this. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd recommend hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you don't miss any videos. If you like this one, drop a 1 in the comments. If you don't, leave a 0 so I know I'll keep working to make better content for you. Let's get started. The first mistake, getting out of bed too fast. One of the most dangerous things you can do in the morning might seem totally harmless, jumping out of bed too quickly. You probably don't think much of it, but for older adults, this simple habit can lead to dizziness, sudden blood pressure drops, and even dangerous falls. As we age, our circulatory system doesn't adjust as fast as it used to. After lying still for hours, blood pools in the lower parts of your body. If you sit up or stand too quickly, your blood pressure can plummet. This is called orthostatic hypotension, and it's why so many people over 70 feel dizzy or lightheaded in the morning. Think back to the last time you got out of bed. Did you feel a little off balance for a few seconds? Maybe your vision blurred slightly, or you had to steady yourself before walking. That's your body telling you it's not ready for sudden movement. If you're not careful, that brief moment of instability could lead to a nasty fall. Consider George Davis, 74. Every morning, he'd swing his legs over the edge of the bed and stand up right away. He never thought twice about it until one morning when he blacked out for a split second and lost his balance. Luckily, he fell back onto the bed, but it could have been so much worse. That's when he realized he needed to rethink how he started his day. The solution is simple but effective. Instead of leaping out of bed, follow this 3-step process. First, when you wake up, take a few deep breaths and wiggle your fingers and toes to get your circulation going. Second, roll onto your side slowly and sit up gradually, keeping your feet on the floor. Third, before standing, take a moment to stabilize, move your ankles, stretch your arms, and give your body a few seconds to adjust. It might feel like a small change, but this easy routine can drastically cut your risk of dizziness, imbalance, and falls. As you probably know, falls are a major hazard for older adults, leading to broken bones, hospital stays, and long-term mobility issues. So if you're in the habit of rushing out of bed, slow down and rethink your morning routine. A few extra seconds in bed could save your life. The second mistake, skipping water in the morning. One of the most overlooked yet dangerous mistakes people make, especially after 70, is not drinking water right after waking up. You might not think hydration is urgent first thing in the morning, but after hours of sleep, your body's in a mild state of dehydration. For seniors, that can have serious consequences. While you sleep, your body keeps working, your organs function, your lungs breathe, and you lose water through breathing and sweat. By the time you wake up, your blood's a bit thicker, circulation slower, and your body's slightly parched. If you don't rehydrate quickly, it can contribute to problems like high blood pressure, poor circulation, and even a higher risk of stroke or heart attack. Think about how you feel in the morning. Ever wake up with a dry mouth? Maybe your joints feel a little stiff, your energy's lower than usual, or it takes you a while to fully wake up. These could all be signs of dehydration. If your first drink of the day is coffee instead of water, you might be making things worse. Take Linda Carter, 76. She had a decades-long habit of waking up and brewing a cup of coffee right away. She never gave it much thought. But as she got older, she started feeling dizzy and foggy some mornings. Her doctor suggested drinking water first thing instead. After a few weeks, she noticed a difference. She felt sharper, had fewer headaches, and her energy improved. Water is essential for keeping blood flowing smoothly, helping your kidneys work efficiently, and easing the strain on your heart. Drinking a glass in the morning kickstarts your metabolism, rehydrates your organs, and gets your circulation back on track. For those with sluggish digestion, it can also get things moving. If you're not used to drinking water first thing, start small, a glass right after waking up. Keep one by your bed if that's easier. If you prefer something warm, water with a splash of lemon is a great choice. Your body's been working hard all night. It needs hydration to perform at its best. Don't wait until you're thirsty. By then, you're already dehydrated. Make it a habit to start your day with water, and your body will thank you. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, drop a 2 in the comments to let me know you're keeping up. Let's move on. The third mistake, drinking coffee before eating anything. For lots of folks, the morning doesn't really start until they've had their first cup of coffee. It's a ritual that's lasted decades. Wake up, pour a steaming mug, and kick off the day. But here's the catch. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach can be one of the worst things you do to your body, especially after 70. When you wake up, your stomach's empty, and your body's in a vulnerable state. Blood sugar's low, your digestive system's just starting up, and your natural stress hormone cortisol is peaking. Chugging coffee right away can spike cortisol even more, adding stress to your system, upsetting your digestion, and potentially causing long-term issues like acid reflux or stomach irritation. If you've ever had morning coffee and felt jittery, lightheaded, or a little queasy, that's your body signaling something's off. Coffee's acidity can irritate an empty stomach's lining, leading to indigestion, reflux, or a burning sensation. For older adults with more sensitive digestive systems, this irritation can turn into a daily problem you don't even realize you're causing. Think of Henry Brooks, 75. He started every morning the same way: black coffee before food. It never crossed his mind as an issue until he started getting acid reflux more often. At first, he blamed spicy food or aging, but after talking to his doctor, he learned that coffee on an empty stomach was putting unnecessary strain on his digestion. He began eating something light like a banana or a handful of nuts before his coffee, and within weeks, the discomfort faded. The key isn't to ditch coffee, it's about timing. Eating a small snack before your first cup buffers the acidity, steadies your blood sugar, and reduces your body's stress response. If you're someone who grabs coffee the second you're up, try switching the order. Just a few crackers, a slice of bread, or a piece of fruit beforehand makes a big difference. If you've noticed coffee makes you more anxious or jittery than usual, eating first can balance that out. Coffee on an empty stomach hits fast, causing a quick energy spike and crash. Food slows the absorption, giving you steadier alertness instead of a jolt and drop. So before you sip that morning brew tomorrow, ask yourself, have I given my body something to work with yet? A tiny tweak like this can protect your stomach, balance your energy, and keep you feeling your best. The fourth mistake, ignoring morning stiffness and moving too fast. One of the most dangerous mistakes you can make after 70 is brushing off how stiff your joints feel in the morning. Plenty of people wake up with tight joints and figure it's just a normal part of aging. They push through, move quickly, and don't think much of it until a wrong step leads to pain, injury, or a serious fall. When you sleep, your muscles and joints stiffen up from lack of movement and reduced circulation. This is especially common in older adults because your body naturally produces less synovial fluid, the lubricant that keeps joints moving smoothly. The result? When you wake up, your body's not ready to jump into action. If you stand too fast, twist the wrong way, or step unsteadily, you're putting yourself at unnecessary risk. Recall a morning when you got out of bed and felt that familiar tightness in your back, knees, or shoulders. Maybe it eased after a few minutes, or you ignored it because it didn't seem like a big deal. But dismissing that stiffness day after day can lead to bigger problems down the road: limited mobility, chronic pain, or, worse, a sudden injury that could have been avoided. Take Frank Thompson, 78. He always considered himself pretty active, so when he woke up stiff, he'd just power through. Then one morning, rushing to the bathroom, he misstepped, lost his balance, and fell hard on his hip. That moment led to months of recovery, all because he didn't take a few minutes to warm up his body first. The good news? Preventing this mistake is easy. Before getting out of bed, spend a couple of minutes waking up your joints. Start with gentle movements: wiggle your fingers and toes, rotate your ankles, stretch your arms. Then, while still lying down, lift your knees a few times or move your legs slowly to loosen your hips. When you sit up, roll your shoulders, take deep breaths, and do a few light stretches before standing. It doesn't take long, but it makes a huge difference. Those few minutes of gentle motion can be the line between feeling shaky and stepping into your day with confidence. It's also key to watch those first steps of the day. Use a solid surface for support if needed, and don't rush, especially if you're heading to the bathroom in dim light. Your body needs time to adjust, and taking it slow can spare your muscles and joints unnecessary strain. So next time you wake up feeling stiff, don't shrug it off. Give your body the time it needs to get moving. Staying active and independent starts with protecting your mobility, and that begins the moment you get out of bed. If you're still watching and finding these lessons useful, leave a 4 in the comments to let me know you're with me. To wrap up, take a minute to think about your own morning routine. Have you been making any of these mistakes without realizing it? The truth is, the habits we build in the morning shape the rest of our day, and after 70, they matter even more. A strong, healthy morning routine doesn't require massive changes, just small tweaks to safeguard your body, keep your mind sharp, and ensure you start your day at your best. Whether it's taking an extra minute before getting up, prioritizing water, rethinking how you drink coffee, or warming up before moving, these little shifts add up over time. They can be the difference between staying active and independent or facing avoidable health risks. Lots of people assume health issues in old age are inevitable, but that's not entirely true. The choices you make every day, especially in those first moments of the morning, have a big impact on your longevity, energy, and overall well-being. The key is awareness. Now that you know these 4 common mistakes, you've got the power to avoid them and take charge of your mornings in a way that supports your long-term health. What stood out to you most? Which morning habit do you think needs a tweak? Or which one are you already nailing? We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with one thing you learned today and how you plan to apply it. Your input means a lot to us. Reading your comments keeps us motivated and inspired. If you liked this video and found it helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it. Your support helps us keep making content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.